Let me tell you something you probably say without thinking. I'm just stressed. Many people say it. Even more people feel it. Deadlines, kids, emails, in-laws, traffic, bills, broken printers, forgotten birthdays. We call it just stress, like it's some invisible background noise we've all agreed to live with. But stress? Stress is not neutral. Stress is not harmless. And stress is not just in your calendar. It's in your body, in your mind, in your relationships, in your heart. Literally, in 1996, during a football match between the Netherlands and France, researchers noticed something strange. The Dutch fans, especially the men, were so tense during the penalty shootouts that the risk of heart attacks went up by 50% just from watching. The French, no spike. The Dutch women, no spike. Stress isn't about what happens. It's about what you make it mean. And what we now know is this: stress can kill you, but it can also be trained. And in most cases, it can be unlearned. Let me break it down. Stress isn't what your boss says, or what your friend does. Stress is what your brain tells you it means. And when that interpretation becomes rigid, repetitive, automatic, your system starts running a loop. Heart rate up, blood pressure rising, hormones firing, immune system dropping, problem solving down, addictions creeping in. Sound familiar? Alcohol, overworking, scrolling, isolation, short fuse, tight chest. But the scariest part? You start thinking it's normal. Until one day, your body or your mind says, enough. So, can you become stress resistant? Yes. But it's not what you think. It's not about becoming stronger. It's not about pushing through. It's not about numbing. It's about changing how you think. Because the truth is, stress isn't what happens to you. It's how you talk about what happens to you. Your job isn't stressful. Your friend isn't stressful. Your thoughts are. As William James said over 100 years ago, the greatest weapon against stress is our ability to choose one thought over another. And that's not just philosophy, it's science. In one long-term study, people with heart problems were split into two groups. One group received standard treatment. The other group got standard treatment plus cognitive behavioral therapy. They learned how to breathe, how to relax, how to challenge negative thinking, how to stop predicting disaster, how to stop mind reading, black and white thinking, and self-blame. The result: 41% fewer heart attacks, 28% lower mortality. The more sessions they did, the lower the risk. Not because the world changed, but because their thinking did. And if CBT isn't your thing, try this. Mindfulness. Yeah, I know. To some it sounds like incense and chanting bowls, but mindfulness isn't fluff. It's focus. It's training your nervous system to stop living in the past or the future and start arriving in the present. You learn how to breathe, how to relax, how to notice, how to respond instead of react. And maybe most importantly, you learn how to pause. As Viktor Frankl once said, between stimulus and response, there's a space. In that space is our power to choose. Stress wants you to forget that space exists. Mindfulness helps you find it again. So here's the deal. Stress isn't a badge of honor. It's not proof that you care. It's a signal. And if you ignore it, your body will make sure you hear it. Eventually. But if you listen, if you start working with your brain instead of fighting it, everything changes. You move with more clarity. You breathe more deeply. You sleep better. You laugh more. And slowly, you start to remember what peace feels like. So if stress is largely created by how we think, then here's the next step most people miss. You can train your brain to think better thoughts, But even more than that, you can start telling yourself better stories. Because your thoughts shape your feelings, but your words give those thoughts power. We already know that changing how we interpret something changes how we feel about it. But what if we went one step further? What if we started choosing not just calmer thoughts, but more energizing ones? Not fake, not fluffy, but intentional. Because your energy, the way you show up, the way you move through a room, the way you breathe, respond, decide, is built on one thing: what you focus on and the energy behind it. And yes, that energy can be changed by what you think, by what you say, by the habits you build, and by the way you structure your life. This isn't just mindset, this is energy management. So let's talk about that. Not from a spiritual angle, though it plays a role, but from real, grounded, practical life. Because when you learn to choose your thoughts and your energy, you stop surviving stress and start creating momentum. Because whether we like it or not, you carry a frequency. You bring a vibe, and it's not random. Again, it's shaped by how you think, by what you say, by what you repeat out loud or silently. And most of us, we're walking around with energy that doesn't belong to us anymore. Old patterns, old moods, old stories. We wake up, and before our feet hit the floor, we're already playing a script that drains us. I'm behind. I'm not enough. Today's going to be heavy. Hope nothing goes wrong. And we call it normal. We call it being realistic. But what we're really doing is programming the system against ourselves before the day even starts. But here's the thing. Positive energy isn't luck. It's not personality. It's not some rare spark. It's a practice, a choice, a system you can build. Let me break it down. It's not just about being cheerful. It's not toxic positivity. It's not pretending everything's fine. Positive energy is alignment between how you think, how you feel, how you act, and what you value. When those things line up, you glow. You feel stronger, clearer, lighter, more you, and people feel it. They won't always know what it is, but they'll want to be around it. That's the kind of energy that shifts rooms. Not because you're loud, but because you're centered. So how do you cultivate it? Start small. 1. Move your body. Walk, stretch, dance, breathe. Positive energy needs motion. Stagnation breeds frustration. 2. Feed your system. And I don't just mean food. Feed it with inspiring books, with calm mornings, with sunlight, with real conversations. 3. Set boundaries. Not just with people, with your thoughts. Don't entertain the ones that always tear you down. Learn to notice them, then redirect. 4. Choose better words. Remember that study? People who read words like slow, gray, seem tired, literally walk slower. Words aren't just sound. They're instructions to your nervous system. Speak like someone who gives a damn about themselves, even if it feels awkward at first. Your brain is listening. But remember, your environment matters too. You can't stay positive in a space that constantly drains you. So look around. What does your space reflect back to you? Chaos or calm? Clutter or clarity? You don't need a yoga studio. You need intention. Add light. Add nature. Add silence. Or music that moves you. Choose surroundings that support the energy you want, not the one you're trying to escape from. And here's the deeper part. Energy isn't just about what you feel. It's about what you give. When you shift your energy, you change how you lead, how you parent, how you love, how you create. You stop reacting. You start responding. You stop draining rooms. You start fueling them. You stop needing constant validation because you feel who you are, even when no one claps. That's positive energy. It's not loud. It's not always visible, but it's magnetic. One last thing. Don't chase highs. Don't expect to be up all the time. That's not positive energy, that's performance. Real energy holds both. Joy and sadness, gratitude and grief, confidence and doubt. The goal isn't to erase your lows, it's to carry your light through them. And the more you do that, the more energy becomes your superpower. Not because life got easier, but because you got clearer.